Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the captain of the logbook. It is Earl Green. He is a published author and he's got many books available. Earl, why don't you tell us all about them?
Well, the first book out is VWORP 1, and it covers Doctor Who from 1963 to 2011. All of the TV episodes analyzed, broken down, any references to the new series, any references to the old series. It's all for anyone who does not have the time, because it's real easy to say you're going to watch, you're going to go back and watch every episode.
But it's 50 years of television. It's a daunting task.
Yeah, and some of it doesn't even exist on video anymore. Some of it's only on audio. And, of course, anytime you say you're going to sit down and watch TV, there are distractions.
Yes, indeed there are.
51, that by the second. So, VWORP 1 gets you caught up if the only thing you've seen is the new series, catches you up on references to the old series, and points out what you actually might want to make the time to check out. And if all you've seen is the original series, it does vice versa with the new series.
Brings you up to speed on the new. And let me just give an endorsement for the people watching this video right now, because you gave a copy of the book to a friend of mine named Nicole, and she had only been watching the new series Doctor Who since the relaunch, so it turned out to be tremendously beneficial to her. She feels thoroughly educated now on Doctor Who thanks to your book.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh, indeed. That's right. That was pretty much her reaction to the book. She's like, oh my gosh, this is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, everyone seems to have that reaction whenever they look at it, because I've taken it around conventions, signings, that sort of thing. And, you know, once the title may be a little bit obscure, the VWORP actually comes from the comics, the Doctor Who comics down through the years. That seems to be the generally agreed upon spelling of the sound of the TARDIS. I mean, it's as good as any other spelling anyone can assign to that sound.
It's like schnicked for Wolverine.
Exactly. It's become a signature. You cannot change it now. Yeah, that became the de facto sound in the 70s at some point. And it still is now. There's going to be a companion series covering the very Star Trek series called VWORP. So there's kind of a method to the madness on naming stuff.
But of course, besides being a published author, you've also got the website, which I mentioned, thelogbook.com. Tell everybody a little bit about the history of the logbook.
The logbook has been around since the core content started back in the BBS days, circa 1989. So I've been doing this for a long time. It started with episode guides to Star Trek The Next Generation, and eventually it's just sort of spread out. It covers 50 different shows now, from the US, the UK, there's a couple of shows from New Zealand. So nothing is too obscure. In fact, I like covering obscure stuff that, you know, is not being remade as movies now. No one's paying attention to. And because
Stuff like the Tomorrow People.
in Tomorrow People, you know, I love old 70s shows that only lasted 10 episodes. Those are some of my favorites. And there's going to be another book in 2014 covering British sci-fi that isn't done. And so,
Which is the panel you're doing tomorrow, right?
right. And so it's, you know, it goes from popular to obscure. So it covers everything from Blake 7, Red Dwarf, and Primeval, all the way down to a show which I make myself watch all 6 episodes that were shot of a show called Come Back, Mrs. Noah, which was the Are You Being Served people trying to do sci-fi.
Oh, really? I need to watch that then.
It is generally considered not only the worst British sci-fi in history, but the worst retcon in history, all rolled into one.
You've given me 2 excellent reasons to watch it, because sometimes it's like the Mystery Science Theater aspect of my personality. Like, the madder it is, the more I want to see it.
Yeah, but boy, I couldn't watch it all at once. I mean, there's 6 half-hour episodes. I could not sit and watch them all in even 6 weeks.
So it's like trying to watch Manos without the robots. There's a certain point you have to stop and be like, no, I need a break now.
Yeah, at some point you have to go looking for the intellectual cleansing power of VWORP. which is barely a step above it, and they were on it about the same time. But boy, it's a lot easier to watch one. So, and once I've done, the various episode guidebooks and so on, at some point, probably in 2015, there will be books on video games, things like that. There's a book without a title that is nominally, it will be Phosphor.Fossils book. It will chronicle video games, computer games, and the whole culture that went with them from the perspective of someone who grew up in that culture.
Right, not somebody young that's trying to figure it out, but somebody our age that's been through it through the years.
Right. And, it goes all the way up to now, and trying to introduce my little one to the current games. But she was in there playing Super Mario 3 like nobody's business, I think. I think the future is in good hands.
It is. And speaking of people playing games, you've got 2 Odyssey systems. Oh, we can pause the interview then. We can pause for a second.